Welcome back to Final Fantasy XIV. We are still in Garlemald to do side quests. Last time we did the remaining ones in Camp Broken Glass. Today we are in at Tertium. More Delegate. West by Wafer over. Thank goodness you just received an urgent request for aid from one of our own via link pearl. Alas, we could not make out of our location, but it sounded like we were in the throes of a fearsome struggle. We sent out scouts to ascertain its whereabouts, but they are few in number. Might you aid in the effort? Sure. Your cooperation is much appreciated. I bid you begin your search near the Cenaculum Imperialis. Our fellows have yet to explore it. Should any tempered Imperial forces attempt to waylay you, I ask that you merely subdue them, not kill them. To that end, I offer you this powder. It shall render any hostiles immobile for a time. There. Here. Actually have to bring him down. Okay. I certainly don't expect you of all people to come to my rescue. And you arrived just in the nick of time. When you come any later, I fear you may have been forced to carry a load of dead weight back to camp. I was in my rounds when I heard what I assumed to be a refugee crying for help. I made to aid the poor soul when some Imperial wretch set upon me. Looking at it with a more critical eye, that refugee may have been nothing but bait for a trap. My head was muddled by the chaos of it all, but I swear I heard the men speak the name Lord Nerva. If my ears did not deceive me, this would mean remnants of a 3rd Legion are still abroad. They perhaps aim to fleece us for both provisions and arms. That deserter must be brought in for questioning before the effects of that compound of yours wears off. I shall return to the station at once to report in and assure that our forces have captured the scoundrel. There you are this way. I've been awaiting your return. Our comrade reported in just moments ago. They've heard it all. Not only did you save him from the hands of that Imperial, but you provided us the opportunity for his capture. The men I sent out to apprehend that blackguard have sent word that he is not in fact tempered as we had assumed. Rather, he's one of many who are determined to fight until the bitter end. As invaders in the lands, we've drawn their ire. I have my fair share of misgivings about any who fight under the Imperial standard. But considering the circumstances, surely it would be in the interest of both sides to lay down our weapons? To make at least an attempt at cooperation? But such idle musings can be saved for less troublous times, I suppose. Oh, and yes, now foolish of me. Did you forget, the fellow you saved earlier, he asked me to give you this as thanks for your help. Some money. P.S. I love you. Why, if it isn't you, the warrior of light herself, the navigator was good to bring you to us. For we have on our hands something of a conundrum, one perhaps you can solve for us. It involves this mysterious letter, you see. Not sure where it came from. Suffice it to say, we found it when we were laying some of the dead to rest. Our thinking is it fell out of one of the deceased's pockets. It's only right for Mrs. to deliver to the proper hands, but that need to save her peace after all. Only thing is, I've been ordered elsewhere, so I can't look into it myself. Do you think you could take over for me? If you can spare the time, I'd like you to look for this year's letter's recipient. Bit of a pain, I grant you, but our best and only bet at this point is to ask the locals around the station, see if there any clue as to who it might be for. If you do manage to find to whom it is addressed, let Ataligo know. I'll make sure to bring her up to speed about everything we've discussed here before I have to move on. An unaddressed letter, you say? Could it be from my sister? Give it to me. Let me see. No, this isn't her handwriting, and I had so hoped it would be. She was taken for a time, and I never even had the chance to say goodbye. An unaddressed letter? Could it be? Quickly, give it here. I knew it. This is his handwriting, alright. I would know it anywhere. Thank you for bringing it to me. Alright, please do not go yet. Would like a friendly face about while I read it, if you wouldn't mind. The humans have a tendency to become trapped in the past, refusing to move on. I implore you not to let this happen. Now is the time for you to look forward and rediscover love and all the other joys of life. I can practically hear his voice in my ears as I read this. We promised that we would be together until the end of our days, through thick and thin, and yet here I am alone. You must live for tomorrow. Look to the future and trust that there's always more light ahead. Yes, how right you are. Thank you. I will take those words to heart. You have my sincere gratitude, and please, give my thanks to the one who found my darling's letter. Ataligo. Judging by that look on your face, you found the citizen for whom the letter was intended. That's a relief. The people here have witnessed unspeakable horrors, forced to live through the tragic deaths of loved ones. Little wonder their spirits are so broken if there were only more magic spell. Little wonder their spirits are so broken. If only there was some magic spell capable of healing shattered hearts. We'd only be too happy to cast it on them. But alas, only time can heal such wounds. And until we've recovered, we must offer our support. Stand with them during these trying times. I wish I could provide more. But at any rate, your help was much appreciated. Thank you. Good. And then a hero comes along. A moment, good lady. If you have one to spare, my daughter is taken ill with a menace of a cold. She can hardly keep even a bite of food down, though I know that a simple bowl of kasha will be easy on the stomach and be enough to sustain her. Fortunately, I lack the buckwheat seeds the recipe calls for. The abandoned market ought to have what I require, but do not fancy my chance in a place so dangerous. Besides, I dare not leave my girl alone for an extended period. This illness of hers waxes and wanes from moment to moment, and the last thing I want is to be away when her fever spikes or a coughing fit assails her. Please, could you help? You will? Oh, you are a merciful, kind soul. Here, I shall mark on your map where the seeds are like to be found. Giving containers a thorough once-over should soon yield results. Medical supplies. Not really. What she needs is food. I would assume the contingent has enough medical supplies. Stuffed bear? Foodstuffs. You are met with a congeries of seeds. Some are too soft, some too hard, but these seem just right. Rain. Cold rain is not good. There you are, none was for where. Oh, but look on your face. I take it to mean you found the seeds then? You have, how wonderful. This ought to brighten my daughter's spirits and hopefully entice her to put a bit of food in her belly. To tell the truth, you're not the first to show us unexpected compassion. Being from our provinces, I feared the Garleans he would turn us away. If they offered us food and shelter, but then from them we may not be alive today. And now we owe a debt of gratitude to you and your contingent. Thanks to you, my daughter will grow strong again, of this I'm sure. While I can't offer much, I want you to have this. And I will not take no for an answer. Spurios. A light that never goes out. There's something about the darkness that deflates the spirit, wouldn't you say? We have plenty of lights, yes, but they use the same fuel as the heaters. And not freezing to death places somewhat higher on the agenda than making the place look nice. As such, I will take it upon myself to craft lanterns that use other sorts of fuel. I was once upon a time a technician in the Imperial Army, so provided I have a glassware, I'm more than capable of a task. That's where the trouble lies, though. Such items are in short supply, and while I know where in the city we might scrouge some up, I wouldn't dare march into that sea of magic weaponry. Perhaps you could go, my stat? Where is it? Just northwest of the station. You find a tavern and a perfumery. Or what's left of them anyway. Somewhere among the ruins you should be able to find wares suitable for our lanterns. Spirit bottles? Perfume bottles. Oh, good to see you returned, and I'm harmed at that. How did your search go? Well, I hope? Let us see here. Ah, an old bottle of spirits, one of the drop left to drink. A pity that. Anyhow, the size is perfect for my purposes. Now what do we have here? Ah, a perfume bottle. Touch on the small side, no getting around that, but usable in its own way. Oh, smell that? It's managed to retain some of its scent. Imagine the aroma it will produce once it's added heat. As you know, for the Garleans, the flame is all. It's said that when our ancestors first arrived in this blighted, frigid land, they lived long in the darkness, unable to breathe fire into the world. They lacked in magic, though they made up for in guile. They took what fat and oils they could from the animals in these wilds and chased away their shadows. Until, of course, they at last learned to extract ceruleum from Cerulean Indians. But like those first settlers before me, I will carve out a bright spot of hope in this darkness with these lanterns. Thank you for all you've done, truly. night. Some like a thought. Good evening, Desiree. I say, is it your stomach which drew you here? For I am just about setting about the business of dispensing meals. So much has transpired in so little time, it is hardly a wonder that so few citizens can sleep for more than a fistful of hours. And that is why I've taken it upon myself to feed these people with an Ishgardian soup. One that has always helped calm my nerves when I was a child. Though it won't fix all that ails these poor souls, it may prove to be some comfort, surely. He's right, though. I lack the hands needed to see it delivered in a timely manner. Might you assist me? Sure. You will. You are a hero of a people indeed. You have 3 bowls of piping hot soup. Could you see to those around the station up here, especially woebegone, receive some? The sick child? Maybe? No, the other man. Or woman. Soup? Soup, you say? That's very kind of you. It's been far too long since I had a hot meal. Can't rightly remember the last time. Let me guess, this is an Ishgardian recipe, isn't it? My mama used to make something similar once upon a time. It was a wet soup well known in these parts. Thank you for bringing me this reminder of happier days. Days I hope to see return to our country. What in the world is that? For pity's sake, get it away from me. You make me sick with that foreign trash you loud call food. Is there a recipe for cold climes? It may be to your liking. Oh, enough. What are you? Some two-bill salesman? I'll take the damn old thing. It'll shut you up. My, this is nice, isn't it? And warm. The hell are you looking at then? I got my food now off with you. What, afraid I run off of a bowl, are you? I'm not that hard up as to resort to stealing. I can get it back to the cook just fine on my own. Irascible citizen. Can I offer you some soup? So first you march into our homeland, easy as you please, and now you tell us what foods we're to eat? Oh, that's very rich indeed. But let me tell you something, you little weasel. I spit on your charity, you hear? Spit on it, so you can take a soup of yours and stuff it where the sun don't shine. Alright. I tried. Ah, there you are. So how did you fare? Did you manage to deliver the soup like I asked? I had a refusal and one I could convince. And one who was happy. Oh, turned away by one surly citizen, were you? That's unfortunate, although not entirely surprising. The people here have been through more than most. I'm not a stranger to their pain. When Ishgard was in dire straits, I too found myself fatigued beyond measure, my spirits in the doldrums. I was hanging on by a quickly unraveling thread, it felt, and hope was nothing more than a risible dream. But it was at the Holy Stables when a woman, one I'd never met before, offered me a simple bowl of soup. I was in such a dark, foul mood at the time, but one sip was enough to turn my whole world around. I felt alive again, like I had purpose once more. I thought to emulate that charity, do for these people what that kindly lady did for me. But you know what they say, best laid plans and all that. Well, I won't let one fractious local dampen my spirits. I'm only sorry you had to deal with them. There was a quest in Ishgard proper, for handing out warm soup. I don't know if I've done it with this way. But I remember it exists. Dosenos. Brick by brick, tank by tank. What do you want, Hold on. You seem a rather dexterous sword. Perhaps I can persuade you to take on a task for me? Maybe? I trust you are aware that ceruleum tanks can be salvaged from down Magitech weaponry, yes? Excellent. As it so happens, I've just finished scouting the perimeter of a station, looking for any machina that aren't yet completely destroyed. I thought my work done, but word has reached me of that some war machina have recently come to a grinding halt nearby. As much as I would like to investigate this report, I worry the things may not be completely out of commission, but they may have life enough left to strike a killing blow. If you're willing, search the area northwest of the station for dormant war machina and pilfer tanks of ceruleum for me. See if you can succeed where I've so egregiously failed. Dormant war machina. Are you alive? You are alive. Good. The tank is completely empty. And this one as well. You retrieve a tank containing a small amount of ceruleum. Why, just look at you. Not so much as a scratch, no man. Have you the tanks I requested? Only one. 2 others were empty, and the 4th machina attacked me. I knew you'd come through. Without the ceruleum, we might as well be frozen to death. There may not be much, but we're grateful for it, believe me. Still, what we have here is but a small bandage atop a very large wound. While this amount of fuel is only a stopgap measure, its discovery means that more can likely be found farther afield. If I'm to be honest, I often find myself wishing for a savior, one who will lead us into more promising times, as Emperor Solus once did. Someone who might pluck us from this sad lot. But no man or woman as great as he will ever appear again, at least not in our lifetimes. No, we've only to rely on ourselves now, to rebuild our fallen cities brick by brick, stone by stone. It will prove a grueling task, one that will take us years. Just thinking about it makes my head spin. But you've shown me that if we all pull our weight, it's not so unrealistic a goal. From the bottom of my heart, thank you for giving me the courage to go on. And the retired Magitech engineer. You there, yes you. You can't hide those hands from me. I can tell they've seen their fair share of hard work. So, what say you're doing an old engineer good turn, huh? Also, little doubt you've noticed the terror these mindless Magitech drones inspire among the people here. All that indiscriminatory killing and whatnot will do that, I suppose. I mean to fiddle with those nasty innards, repurpose them to our ends in some manner. Which is where you come in, my new friend. Capture for me an automated Magna Rotor. Alright. A summon chain ought to be enough to tame the Machina menace, provided you have brought the murderous thing to heel first. Go on with you. Let us see if you get grit enough to bring me what I ask. Magna Rotors, those are quite a bit to the west. Around the... yeah. The Never Gate and something. Closer in that direction. Okay, this one I can't kill. Inconsistency. The others I had to kill first before I used the item. Good. Then let's go back. Ah, you've returned, and a great deal sooner than I'd assumed. Well, have you captured for me what I asked? Yes, this is it. It is a most impressive specimen, would you not agree? Crafted in Giabania, it moves as if wrought from flesh and bone, not of metal and screws. It is a monument to Garlean ingenuity and innovation. And I should know, I had a hand in its inception. Alas, it was to be my swan song. Once Alamigo fell, I returned to Garlemald to languish in retirement until the end of my days. I thought that would be the end of my story. But my life has been granted a new chapter in the form of an acquaintance newly made. A flaxen-haired man taught me all manner of ancient Allagan technologies. And it is through this newfound wisdom that I shall craft magic capable of independent thought, equipped with cognition to rival mankind's. Though the Empire is in ruins, I shall not go quietly into that dying light. I have a luxury of time, no ticking clock to war against. I will take all the hours afforded to me to craft a machine of such magnificence, my genius cannot be gainsaid. Machines of thought and emotion to call their own. I'm beside myself with excitement. Oh, what a brave new world we are soon to set foot into, my friend. How lucky you are to know you aided in its nativity. I was right to turn to you. You have my most sincere gratitude. Alright. Good, but what was everything in Garlemald, I think? Until next time, when we play more Final Fantasy XIV, I'm Mace and don't get lost.